What if Heartland Season 20 is not just another chapter, but the chapter that finally brings the Fleming family's story to an emotional goodbye? For months, fans have been waiting for answers about the new season, the release date, and the first official trailer. But now, with Season 20 moving closer, one question is becoming impossible to ignore. Could this actually be the final season of Heartland? The answer may surprise you, because while some signs are creating serious doubts, there is still no official confirmation that the beloved series is ending. And the clues hiding inside the unfinished stories from Season 19 could make Season 20 more emotional than anyone expects. For months, Heartland fans have been asking the same question. When will Season 20 finally arrive? And what will it mean for the future of the series? After nearly 2 decades on television, Heartland has become much more than a family drama. For millions of viewers, the ranch has become a familiar place they can return to whenever they need a story about family, healing, love, and second chances. That is exactly why the announcement of Season 20 created so much excitement. But this time, the excitement comes with something else: uncertainty. Season 20 is officially happening, and production has been moving forward in Calgary, Alberta, the home of Heartland since the beginning. That is important because filming means the new season is no longer simply an idea being discussed behind closed doors. The story is being brought back to life. The cast and crew are once again returning to the world of the Fleming family, and that alone gives fans something to look forward to. But there is one major detail that continues to make this season feel different. This is Season 20. Very few television dramas reach such a milestone, especially a family series that has remained connected to the same characters and central location for so many years. 20 seasons means decades of memories, relationships, heartbreaks, new beginnings, and characters growing up in front of the audience. And whenever a show reaches a milestone like this, fans naturally begin asking whether the story still has another chapter left. That question has become even louder because Season 19 did not give viewers the kind of clean ending they might have expected. Instead, several important storylines were left open. Amy was facing major decisions about her future. Georgie's path was becoming increasingly uncertain. Lou was struggling with the pressure of balancing family and responsibility. Jack was beginning to face the reality that the younger generation may need to take on more responsibility at the ranch. And then there was the aftermath of the cattle rustling storyline. The mystery may have reached its conclusion, but the emotional damage did not disappear with it. Trust had been tested, relationships had been pushed to their limits, and some characters were left wondering what their next move should be. That gives Season 20 a very interesting starting point. It doesn't feel like the writers are beginning from zero. They are beginning with almost every major character standing at some kind of crossroads. And when an entire family reaches turning points at the same time, something much bigger can happen. Amy may be facing one of the most important choices of her life. For years, viewers have watched Amy rebuild herself after unimaginable loss. Her journey has never been simple. She has experienced love, heartbreak, motherhood, grief, and healing, while continuing to help both horses and people. But Season 19 left her future uncertain once again. That uncertainty could become one of the central stories of Season 20. Will Amy choose the life she has built at Heartland? Will she decide that it is finally time to move in a different direction? Or could she discover that the answer she has been searching for was right in front of her all along? Nobody outside the writing team knows exactly where her story is going, and that is what makes it so fascinating. Then there is Georgie. Fans have watched Georgie grow from a troubled young girl into a confident and independent woman. She has built a life around horses, competition, family, and her dreams. But now, the possibility of a major opportunity outside Heartland could force her to make a decision that affects more than just her career. If Georgie leaves, even temporarily, the ranch will feel different. But if she stays, that could also mean something important about the direction of her character. Heartland has always been about growing up without forgetting where you came from. Sometimes that means staying close to home. Sometimes it means leaving home and discovering who you are somewhere else. That is why Georgie's future is so difficult to predict. And then there is Lou. For much of the previous season, Lou carried enormous responsibility. Between her family, her work, and the problems surrounding the ranch, the pressure continued to grow. Season 20 could finally force her to realize that she cannot solve everything by herself. That could lead to something Heartland has been slowly building toward for years. The older generation allowing the younger generation to take more control. Jack may be at the center of that transition. He has always been one of the strongest emotional anchors of the series. Whenever the family faces a crisis, Jack is usually the person who brings everyone back together. But even Jack cannot carry everything forever. The future of Heartland may depend on the family learning how to share that responsibility. And perhaps that is one of the biggest reasons some fans believe Season 20 could become a farewell season. Not because the show has officially announced an ending. It hasn't. There is currently no official confirmation that Season 20 is the final season, but the pieces are creating a fascinating theory. Amy is at a crossroads. Georgie's future is uncertain. Lou is entering a new stage of responsibility. Jack is slowly preparing the next generation. And the ranch itself continues to change. Put all of those stories together, and it becomes easy to understand why fans are asking whether the writers are quietly preparing the Fleming family for one final emotional chapter. But there is another side to this story. Heartland has faced ending rumors before. Many times, fans believed a particular finale might be the last. Whenever a major character left, whenever the future of the series became uncertain, or whenever a season ended on an emotional note, the same question returned: is this the end? And yet, Heartland continued, the series kept finding new stories, new challenges, new relationships, new reasons for the family to stay together. That history is important because it reminds us that speculation is not confirmation. Season 20 could be the beginning of the end, or it could simply be another major turning point in a story that still has plenty of life left. And there is one thing that could finally give fans their first real clue: the official trailer. Because when that trailer arrives, viewers won't just be watching for beautiful moments or emotional conversations. They will be looking for clues about the future of the entire series. Will the trailer focus heavily on family, memories, and the history of the ranch? Will it show Amy making a life-changing decision? Will Georgie's future finally become clear? Or will it introduce completely new conflicts that suggest Heartland is nowhere near finished? That is the mystery surrounding Season 20. And until the official trailer arrives, one thing remains certain. The biggest question isn't simply when Heartland Season 20 will premiere. The biggest question is whether this season is preparing us for another beginning, or the goodbye that Heartland fans have been afraid to face. The biggest mystery surrounding Heartland Season 20 isn't only the release date or the trailer. It's the growing belief that this could be the final chapter. For months, fans have been discussing the possibility online. Some believe the signs are obvious. Others think the rumors are being exaggerated. And the most important fact remains the same. There has been no official confirmation that Season 20 will be the final season. That distinction matters. A rumor can spread thousands of times and still not become a fact. A fan theory can sound convincing and still be completely wrong. And with a show as popular as Heartland, every small update can quickly become part of a much bigger conversation. But that doesn't mean the rumors have appeared from nowhere. There are several reasons fans have started connecting the dots. The first is the number itself. Season 20 is a huge milestone. Reaching 20 seasons is something very few scripted dramas ever achieve. Heartland has already lasted far longer than most television series, and that naturally makes viewers wonder whether the creators might choose this moment to close the story. A 20th season could be the perfect opportunity to celebrate everything the series has meant to its audience. It could bring characters back together. It could revisit important places and memories. It could remind viewers how far Amy, Lou, Georgie, Jack, and the rest of the family have come. And if the writers wanted to create a final chapter, they already have almost 2 decades of history to use. But there is another possibility. What if Season 20 isn't designed to end Heartland at all? What if it is simply another milestone? After all, the show's entire identity has been built around change. Characters grow older, families change, relationships evolve, people leave and return, dreams change direction. Even the ranch itself has gone through difficult periods and survived them. That could mean Season 20 is not an ending, it could be a transformation. And this is where Amy's story becomes especially important. Amy has always been at the center of Heartland's emotional journey. Her connection to horses is only one part of her story. At its heart, Amy's journey has been about learning how to live with loss while still allowing herself to love, hope, and move forward. Season 19 placed her in another difficult position. She had to think about what she truly wanted from her future. And that decision could become one of the biggest emotional threads in Season 20. Imagine what happens if Amy finally chooses a new direction. That decision would not only affect her, it would affect Lindy. It would affect the Baulino. It could even change her relationship with the ranch itself. For viewers who have followed Amy since the beginning, watching her make such a decision could be incredibly emotional. But the writers have another challenge. They have to make Amy's future feel believable. Heartland cannot simply force a dramatic change for the sake of creating a shocking finale. The show's strength has always been its emotional realism. The biggest moments often come from quiet decisions rather than massive twists. That is why fans should pay attention to what Amy says and does in Season 20. A single conversation could tell us more about her future than an entire dramatic storyline. Then there is Georgie. Her story could become another major clue about whether the series is moving toward an ending. Georgie has already completed one of the biggest transformations in the entire show. She arrived at Heartland as a young girl carrying emotional baggage, and over the years she became someone capable of making her own decisions and building her own future. Now she may have to decide how much of that future belongs at Heartland Ranch. If she chooses to leave for a major opportunity, some fans could see that as a natural conclusion to her journey. But there is another way to look at it. Leaving doesn't have to mean goodbye. Heartland has always shown that family connections can survive distance. A character can follow a new dream without disappearing from the story completely. That is why Georgie's storyline could actually support either theory. She could be preparing for a new life beyond the ranch. Or she could discover that her future still has a place at Heartland. And then there is Lou. Lou's story represents something slightly different. She has spent years trying to balance family, work, relationships, and responsibility. But the more the family changes, the harder it becomes to control everything. Season 20 could force Lou to finally accept that she doesn't need to carry every responsibility herself. That could create a powerful transition between generations. The younger members of the family are becoming adults. They are making their own choices. They are building careers. They are creating relationships. And slowly, they are becoming capable of carrying the same responsibilities that once belonged to Jack, Lou, and the older generation. That brings us back to Jack. For longtime viewers, Jack represents stability. He is the character who has remained connected to the heart of the ranch through almost everything. But even Jack's role may be changing. Season 20 could explore what happens when someone who has spent his entire life protecting a family begins trusting that family to protect itself. That doesn't have to be a sad story. It could actually be one of the most beautiful themes of the season. Because sometimes the greatest sign of a family's strength is not that one person can hold everything together. It's that everyone finally learns how to hold it together. And that may be exactly what Heartland Season 20 is preparing to explore. But the final season theory doesn't stop there. Fans are also looking at the tone of the upcoming season. If Season 20 focuses heavily on family, legacy, memories, and the future of the ranch, some viewers may interpret those themes as signs of a farewell. But those same themes could also be used to begin a completely new era. That's what makes the situation so difficult to predict. The same clue can support two completely opposite theories. A story about legacy could mean the end. Or it could mean the beginning of the next generation. A character leaving could mean goodbye. Or it could mean a temporary change. A celebration of the past could be a farewell. Or it could simply remind viewers why the story still matters. And that is why the first official trailer could become so important. Fans will be studying everything. The dialogue, the characters who appear, the locations, the emotional moments, even the smallest background details. Because Heartland fans know how to search for clues. A simple conversation between Amy and Jack could hint at a major family decision. A short appearance from Georgie could reveal whether she remains connected to the ranch. A quiet moment between Lou and the family could suggest that leadership is changing. And if the trailer includes emotional references to the past, fans will immediately begin asking whether the writers are preparing a farewell. But there is one thing fans should remember. A trailer is designed to create emotion. It is designed to make viewers curious. It is designed to make people talk. So even if the trailer feels emotional, that doesn't automatically mean the series is ending. The writers could be using nostalgia simply because Season 20 is a major milestone, and honestly, that may be the smartest approach. After 20 seasons, Heartland has earned the right to look back. But looking back doesn't necessarily mean saying goodbye. It could simply mean appreciating the journey before beginning the next one. And that leads to the biggest question of all. If Season 20 really is the final season, what would the ending look like? Would Amy finally find peace? Would Georgie choose her own path? Would Lou step into a new chapter? Would Jack finally allow the younger generation to take control? And most importantly, would the ranch remain the place where the entire family comes together? Or would the finale show everyone moving in different directions while carrying Heartland with them? Nobody knows yet. And maybe that's exactly why the rumors have become so powerful. Fans aren't only afraid of losing a television show, they're afraid of losing a place that has felt like home. For nearly 2 decades, Heartland has been about the idea that no matter how difficult life becomes, family can still bring people back together. If Season 20 is the final chapter, the writers will have an enormous responsibility. They won't simply be ending a story. They will be closing a world that millions of people have grown attached to. But if it isn't the final season, then Season 20 could become something even more exciting. It could be the moment Heartland passes its legacy to a new generation. And that possibility changes everything. Because perhaps the real mystery isn't whether Heartland is ending. Perhaps the real mystery is what Heartland will look like after 20 seasons. And the first official trailer may finally give us our first serious clue. So, is Heartland Season 20 really the final season? Right now, the honest answer is, we simply don't know. There has been no official confirmation that this is the end, but the unfinished stories, the 20-season milestone, and the changing future of the Fleming family have given fans plenty of reasons to wonder. And that is what makes this season so exciting. Amy is facing a major decision, Georgie's future remains uncertain, Lou and Jack may be preparing to pass more responsibility to the next generation, and somewhere inside all of these stories could be the answer to Heartland's biggest mystery yet. When the official trailer finally arrives, fans will be watching every second for clues. Will it feel like the beginning of a new chapter, or the start of an emotional goodbye? Until then, the mystery continues. What do you think? Should Heartland continue beyond Season 20, or would you rather see the Fleming family's story receive one final emotional ending? Let me know your theory in the comments, and if you're excited for Season 20, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more Heartland updates, trailer news, and season theories.